Okay, this lesson is 4-7. And 4-7 is going to work on estimating your square roots. So you kind of want to think about your roundabout, like what are you closest to? So we know here that 55 is not a perfect square. There's not a number that goes into 55 perfectly that's the same value. So let's think, around the number 55, what number up is a perfect square? Well, 64, okay, because that's 8 times 8. What number down is a perfect square? How about 49? Because that would be 7 times 7. So basically between 7 and 8, 55 would fall. So a good estimation would be 55 would fall between 49 and 64. And that would be your answer. So I would say between or about 49 or 64. There you go. Okay? All right, let's try this one. Let's say the square root of 80. All right, well, what is the closest square root of 80? Well, I know that 81 is a perfect square root, which is 9. And I would say 80 is pretty close to 81, because it would fall right about here. But let's go. What's less than 9? 8. What's 8's perfect square root? 8's perfect root is 64. So this just tells us that the square root of 80 would be between 8 and 9 because 80 is between 64 and 81. But to be honest, I would say it's probably closer to 81. Okay? Let's try one more. What if you have the square root of 168? Let's try something a little bit different there. All right, well, 168. Well, I know that 13 times 13 gives me 169. Well, what does the number less than 13 equal? That's 12. 12 times 12 is going to give me 144. Where would 168 fall between these two? Closer to 12 or closer to 13? It would be closer to 13. Okay? So I would say that this estimates out to 13. So when you get down to choosing one answer, go for the one it's actually closest to. Let's try this one. If I gave you the square root of 135, okay, and I know that 11 times 11 gives me 121, all right, let's see if I can go higher. What's 12? All right, 12 times 12 is 144. So 135 falls between these two, but who is it actually closer to? You can use a number line to kind of see which one is closer to, but 135 is going to be closer to 11. So I would say my final answer is about 11. Okay? Okay, how about this? Let's try these here at the end. Put a couple problems up here just to kind of get going. All right, so what is the square root of 27? Well, there's not one, but I do know that 5 times 5 gives me 25, and 6 times 6 gives me 36, but I would say my answer here is going to be closer to 5. How about 456? Well, 21 would be a close contender. Let me show you how I did that. 21 times 21, okay, is going to be 21. Space saver, that's going to be, 2 and 4. There we go. So 441. Okay. What's the next value higher? 22. All right, so let's try that one. So that's 4 and 4. 4 and 4, which is going to give me 484. All right, so which one would this one be closest to? I would say for my final answer, this one is closer to 21. Okay, I hope this helps.